I don't think necessarily that siege tank push is going to be super overwhelming, but let's see.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out because in the upper right, in the blue, he's for Team Liquid, probably in the best form, as Studfest said, of his career. It's Cure.
And his opponent with some decent results yesterday, but he's going to have to keep the pressure up, keep his foot on the gas. It is Mystery Gaming's Bunny. And we have already got something very interesting, something I very rarely see Cure do as a player. And that is going to be this proxied second barracks on the map. He almost never goes for this proxied second racks. He will, you know, do proxy 2 racks Marauder. He will do things that are a little bit funky, but this is going to be up against a 1 racks expand, which we were talking about yesterday. So many players have been going for this 1 racks expand in TVT way more frequently than you would expect. And I think they've gotten a little bit maybe complacent about the potential of a very aggressive push. And for Cure, well, this is what he wants. He wants to be going up against a 1 racks expand. It will be up to the execution, but he should be able to get a lot done as long as he can execute well.
Yeah, the one thing you have to be worried about, and apparently this is just a thing that players do at Katowice, thinking back to the grand finals last year, you want to, given this situation, given this is a Reaper expand, is he going to see it? No, he doesn't.
Oh, perfect placement from Cure. It's like he saw the future.
Future's not in this tournament. But anyway, you do have to be careful to not pool your Reapers a little bit too much. You have this advantage right now. He's going to find it, cut him off on the map as well. This Marine is dead. Absolutely. And the Reapers, this actually probably
Bunny's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, no, he loses the Reaper and the Marine. Doesn't kill either Reaper. Command Center is going to be delayed. It wasn't a fast reactor or anything. Oh, he does lose 1 Reaper right there, but he's going to get the Marine. Losing that Reaper does take a little bit of sting out of this, but there is going to be a lot of damage coming on in, and it's not a fast Cyclone. It will be the Hellion. Hellion gets out faster, but with 2 more Reapers showing on up, if Cure doesn't lose this 1 Reaper, which he will not, I think this is just done and dusted. That grenade was pimped. I think that killed 2 SCVs.
A little bit of friendly fire, though. Yeah, well, okay, so this is stabilizing for the moment. And sorry, when I say stabilizing, I mean the
Hellion's out, yeah.
Bunny hasn't tapped out yet. But
the fact that he gets away with this command center is insane. That should never have happened. Cure should never have allowed that to finish. That is, I mean, I guess he still has kill potential right now. There are 2 Hellions out.
You gotta
guess one of them.
You got to be very careful on the lineup, though. So we see here he dives on top, but it's all choked out together. So he's still,
he's thinking about the next stage of this. Like Cure was thinking about the Hellion from the get-go. He was thinking about the Cyclone. Even he continued to build Reapers for a long time. In fact, he's still got 1 more on the way. But I do think he's got a lot more potential. I'm very impressed that Bunny is held. That when you lose your first 2 units and your opponent keeps the 2 Reapers alive, there should be no way you hold. Oh, but he's already in a lot of trouble here. 1 Hellion goes down. That's a great grenade. Okay, and it will be over. Never mind. Talking about how impressive it is Bunny held. Yeah, it's too much. Cyclone is going to pop out. Ooh, can he get the mass repair? He does get the pullback. He kills a lot of these Reapers, but it's another 4 SCVs going down. Cure's got his command center finished as well now. And Bunny, he actually doesn't have units popping out for a little bit. He's still going to take a fair bit more damage.
Yeah, you know, he's still in this game, Steadfast, and technically this game is not over. But Bunny is very much dead. And I think at this point it's okay, what went wrong in game 1? Why have I... He's got a medevac out, but it's got nothing to do with it. Anyways, as medevac's going to get targeted down very quickly, Bunny's going to tap out here. This is very much okay, what went wrong in game 1? I've seen players get really good SCV surrounds and hold it occasionally, but that is like based off the builders, that's like a 90-10 in favor of the 2-Rax Reaper player. That is very much 9 games out of 10. We expect the 2-Rax Reaper player to just win off build order and execution, right? It just gives you such an advantage, gives you so much control in how the game is going to play.
Yeah, I would say with no ramp at the natural, 90-10 is pretty accurate. Yeah, that's what it feels like anyways, at least at this level. Once again, I do want to give credit to Bunny that he was able to survive at all. And I think a little bit of that was the fact that there is that double ramp going into the main. But good job from Cure to read the situation in the tournament, recognize that a lot of Terrans have been playing very greedy, Bunny himself included, and just go for this. And I don't think, well, with Hard Lead coming up, I don't think we'll see Bunny go for a 1-Rax expand once again. Now down 0-1 in the tournament, or in the series. And not quite a must win, but it's, if he wants to get out of this group, he is going to have to win, I think, at least 2 more series.
I mean, let's be real, Steadfast. We talk about this. This is IEM Katowice. You look at, we can point out a couple players and we say, you know, they probably don't advance, but everyone else has got a shot. And it's like, well, even Cyan, and again, no shade to Cyan here, but he's in the group of death, and it's a little scary. He took down Maru. Like, you look at the quality of this tournament, and even the players we say, they probably are not going to do as well, are sitting there taking upsets and knocking people down, because any given day, a tournament of this caliber, anyone can beat anyone, which means that every game, every series is a must win, because you can't rely on anything moving forwards. There is one thing, though, that we can rely on, and that is game 2. And in the upper left, in the blue, he's up a game in this series off of a Reaper at home and a Barracks, and a Barracks on the map. For Team Liquid, it's Cure.
And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for Mystery Gaming, it is Bunny. Now we've got something interesting once again out of Cure. He has gone for another proxy. He is calling a potential bluff on this one. He is saying, you know what? I think you are going to be a little bit crazy here. And this is a little bit interesting because this is a slightly later timing on some of these proxy 2 racks Reapers. You can go for like a 13 supply depot and 14 racks. This was a little bit more SCV production before it, but of course he is still cutting SCVs, will still need to get some damage done. But this is the kind of thing that makes it feel like Cure has really elevated his mindset to another level, because this is the kind of thing that Maru will do, where it's just I don't give a hoot. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm up 1-0 in a series. If you think I'm not going to do it again, and you try and get greedy when the 1-Rax expand, I win. If you don't, and I even get 2 or 3 SCVs, I can be even. And I can just, you know, even if I don't, I'll play from a little bit behind and I'll beat you anyways. It's a super swag move.
Oh, no.
Oh, and it's Reactor. Oh, no. That's so bad for Bunny.
No, he's going to get the first shot.
He does scout, though. And he cancels the Reactor instantly. Okay. If he didn't cancel that Reactor, it would have been so bad. But he actually, great grenade from Bunny.
Actually, yeah. The problem is even still that there's an HP advantage for this Reaper, and a second one's going to dive in as well. So Cure wants to hunt this thing down. He wants to get it as much as possible. Gets the factory done. Okay. So that means there's a bit of a timer on this. Not impossible, certainly not. But eventually there will be that anti-Reaper tech, as an SDV or 2 will fall. But again, the Hellion's going to pop out eventually. Since Reaper gets solo, goes on the high ground. Surely that dies. There it goes. Cure, a bit of a mistake there. And now as we look at this, the Hellion is done. Marines are getting added back in. I agree with you, Steadfast. The killer instinct was there, and it looked like a problem, right? The first shot gets shot on Bunny's Reapers, so he has to run away. He can never take a fight until he fully regens. But he buys just enough time. That KD8 charge, as you pointed out, is just so good enough. It's just barely good enough that Bunny, yeah, he's going to take 2 SDVs. That's kind of fine for him.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine for Bunny. It's absolutely, this is definitely a committed build for sure. You do have to get something done with it. 2 SCVs is better than nothing, and that's kind of what I cited to be even. But of course, we're talking about even economically. We're not talking about even in terms of tech. We're not talking about even in terms of where your production is. It does still have to fly home. For me, the big moment there was, of course, that scout for Bunny. If he doesn't get that scout, he probably does die, because Reactor first means that you're not going to have that second unit, that Marine, that's able to keep you alive. And then also the factory just barely finishing up allowed him to instantly start up that Hellion. Good job from Bunny, sharp on the timing, but getting a little bit fortunate that that SCV didn't go down even 1 second earlier. Behind this, though, we got a Cyclone drop from Cure, and, well, this is still very much a game where Bunny cannot rest on his laurels. Like, this is completely still in flux.
Right, but this is also a Bunny that's getting ready for a drop zone. Yes, we do have the double Cyclone drop getting ready for Cure, but he's got a medevac done. He's got a second tank on the way. This feels like kind of a Marine tank type of an idea, or a Marine single tank type of idea that we sometimes see. Bunny's tech, and I think you mentioned this at the start of this, because Cure went to Rax Reaper, and that is certainly going to slow some of your tech down. Bunny's tech is in a very nice position right now. He's got his third base on the way, double tank in the medevac here, getting ready for this push. Probably third one on the reinforcement line as well. Bunny wants to go make something happen to this, take advantage of this tech advantage that he's been able to build for himself, as one Reaper will fall. And this is going to get a little awkward, because yes, Bunny has better tech, absolutely. But there are about to be 2 Cyclones in his main base, and they shred just about everything. Yeah, I'm not going to say cancel the Raven, but if it pops out at an inopportune time, the Raven's going to get shut down as well. And again, this is just a little awkward. The Cyclones are uncontested, but Bunny, he's got 2 tanks. He's got a bunch of Marines. He's ready to go push out on the natural, and Cure, he's got just about nothing.
He does, but he can pull SCVs, and he's going to have 4 Cyclones. If he can soak a tank shot with an auto turret, he can potentially clean this up. Oh, he does have to save the command center. Command center is getting so low. The repair is not in time. Bunny was just decisive, targeted it down. Cure was not expecting that. It's now 1 base. We need to see target fire on the Cyclones. They will come on through. 2 Cyclones do get taken down. No target fire from Cure on the siege tanks just yet. Takes a little while to clean that up. This is a very weird situation. The Cyclones on the other side of the map do get cleaned up. If Bunny does not kill that command center, I think Cure comes out of this very far ahead. But as it is, now Cure is in a weirdly desperate situation. The SCV counts are very similar. Look at the unit count for Bunny. He doesn't have a siege tank. It's actually very far away. There is a Cyclone alive. Even Reaper grenades with their heal could be dangerous here.
I feel like it's not look at the unit count, it's look at the lack of units, because there are 3 Cyclones on the map trying to dive on top auto turret as well. And yeah, Bunny just killed a base.
Oh my God,
unfortunately, he's got nothing. He's
gonna have a siege tank in a moment.
Yeah, but at that point, you can dive everything on top of it. There's just don't let it siege up here. I cannot believe Cure let that siege. There were a Marine or 2.
I think that's reasonable because the SCV pull was so fast. I think that's actually a really heads-up decision. But now there's the interference matrix. That almost certainly will be the game. Cure playing with absolute championship swagger in this series. Looking unbelievably confident, like a Maru in his prime. We're going to see a siege tank set up on the high ground. Yaddle siege up. Oh, great grenade to prevent the repair. And that will lock this series down. Cure comes out swing.